going on? Welcome to Gaming with Bare Hands. Today we are going to be switching up the deck that we looked at the other day with the Clone Spell Minor Goblin Barrel combination, using it in a different way. So I thought that it was worth kind of showing a couple of different strategies you can use with the deck. And also we switched out the Zap spell for the Tornado because why wouldn't we use the Tornado? It's just so much fun. And we need to practice up for the update coming out on the 15th, which is going to make the Tornado that much more awesome. Can't wait to get a video together on how you can use this new and improved, larger, more powerful Tornado to our advantage. I can just envision pulling plenty of units to the tower, to the King's Tower, activating it, and maybe some other interesting things. Who knows? I was talking with a clanmate about the deck. They gave me some valuable insight simply by asking the question, why not clone the princess? Is it as good as mirroring the princess? Now, cloning the princess is amazing. She only has 1 health, so she would die to a zap, which would be a negative elixir trade, but the idea of the deck is to draw out the spells. And so why not clone the princess? And then that took me to the next thought of why not clone the mini P.E.K.K.A. also. Basically, we clone everything now. There are a couple of games that I had where I cloned the mini P.E.K.K.A. on the tower and instantly took out a tower, but I played so much I lost the replays on it, so we don't have any of that for real. We have one where I almost got it, but really looking forward to showing you this though. This video is going to be a little bit more casual. I'm just going to be showing 4 replays, highlighting ways to use the deck, ways to take advantage of what your opponent's deck is. Let's jump into a couple of games and we will look at how to use this deck, maybe a little bit more efficiently, maybe just a little bit more creatively to our advantage. Let's jump in. Okay, this first game against Wormelio. Interesting name. He is playing a 3 Musketeers deck, with a Fireball being his only spell. It gives us an advantage once we could figure out that he only has a Fireball, to kind of use our princess cloning to maximum potential, and I feel like I could have even used it a little bit more, but it gives us the idea here. He comes in, we're going to go ahead and get the Skarmy down on that rush coming in on the left side, and then we get the Ice Golem to stop this right side Musketeer from getting a ton of damage. We throw a nice little counter push in here. Unfortunately, he had skeletons there, but we bring his tower down on the right all the way down to 1576, and so it's kind of even here. He's going to come back in with the Goblin Barrel, and we are going to immediately, before the Goblin Barrel hits the ground, have to get that Tornado right next to the tower there, and it pulls the goblins next to it. It's close enough to where they can stab at it, because if you don't do it soon enough, they'll die in the Tornado. If it's not close enough, they don't get to the tower. They die too soon. So we're going to go ahead and clone our princesses here in the back, and they split. And if you think about it, if they don't have a cheap spell, a cheap way to get rid of her, if he uses his Fireball, that's a negative elixir trade for him, and then we still have another one, and so that's a great way to be able to bait out the spells, and then if they don't have spells, you just totally shut down their playing. He still is doing a good job of tacking damage onto the tower, but again, we're just going to go ahead and get the princess down, clone her immediately. It pushes the good one off to the left, and we've got 2 princesses here. We just have this amazing splash damage defending our side of the map. Now, I kind of wanted to do this before he was able to get to his 3 Musketeers. I kind of didn't anticipate how much elixir he had at that point, but that's okay. He uses his minion horde over there, which gets shut down. He throws down a Goblin Barrel. We're going to go ahead and just throw down a regular princess because our clone spell was out of rotation at that point. And I'm feeling pretty good about where we are now. I would imagine probably his best play there was to play the Fireball on my princess, but we get our Goblin Barrel down, shut down everything else. The princess, even though he has a miner on it, is still splashing away his little units, and we are pretty much out of time here, and I know that, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and get a Clone Spell mass unit here, and with Musketeers down, we get a bunch of units and they die really quick to all of that machine gun fire behind his King's Tower there. And so game runs out. Excellent game. Really felt like I took control and understood that he didn't have enough spells. Well, speaking of taking advantage of the spells, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show this game at ×2 speed because it is really grindy. And what's going to happen is I'm going to realize that he doesn't have spells, which is a little odd. You don't see too many people without spells, but sometimes people roll in without any spells, and it is our duty to teach them why you need to have at least one spell in your deck. He's going to defend pretty well against that Goblin Barrel. I'm going to get a preemptive mini P.E.K.K.A down on the Valkyrie here. Unfortunately, my Princess can't get another shot off, and we're just kind of sitting back, so I haven't seen a spell yet, so I go ahead and clone, even though they're going to be on the same side of the map. Maybe that was reckless, but I kind of wanted him to use a spell so that I can do this rush over on the left. He doesn't, and so I'm kind of catching on that he doesn't have a spell. How many times am I going to say that he doesn't have a spell? But I'm going to go ahead and throw the miner down. He gets a nice mini P.E.K.K.A off there. I do a little tank and spank here with the Ice Golem mini P.E.K.K.A, and then I have a skeleton army there to shut all of that down. And check out our cloned Goblin Barrel over on the left-hand side, bringing his tower down to 13-19. And we're able to keep using the Ice Golem to splash the units coming in, and then kind of build up on Elixir to throw another push down here. And that was a silly clone spell, shooting goblins over to his King's Tower, putting me at a disadvantage, but I still feel pretty confident knowing that he is not playing spells on our princesses. And so we're able to just keep splashing these units away. We get another miner down over on the tower. We get the tower all the way down to 107, and we have no immediate damage to deal anything to that tower. He throws a giant down on the right side as our Goblin Barrel flies through the air, taking out his tower. Alright, this game against Ku. This is intense. This was just really good playing on both of our parts, I felt, and it was just kind of a nail-biter to the end. He's playing with a pretty typical Hog Furnace deck with the Ice Wizard. He shuts down our Goblin Barrel pretty hard here at the beginning, and then is going to rush with a Hog. And thankfully, I know how to pull the Hog to the King's Tower, so we're going to pull the Hog to the King's Tower, and then the correct play there was to play the Ice Golem there for those Goblins. And so I didn't do that, so I tanked quite a bit of damage. I'm able to play the Ice Golem over there on the left, but I was unhappy with that. Still getting used to doing that pro play, pulling the pulling the Hog over to the King's Tower, and then playing a tank for the little units coming in behind the Hog. Very important, not quite master at it yet. And so he's coming in with the Ice Wizard and the Ice Golem, very icy here. He also has the Ice Spirit, so he has all the ice except the free spell. Shame on him. You know, if you're gonna go, just go all the way, man. Where's the free spell? Kind of wish he had the free spell, because that would have given me advantage. Notice how I played the Princess there on the right side? Not a good play, because that was worse. He's got my tower down to 764 now, and I just need to know never to play my Princess on the right side. It can shoot across the lane. Don't do it. Don't play into the weak side. We get a Goblin Barrel on his Furnace because that's positive Elixir trade, taking a 5 Elixir building. We didn't get all of it, but most of the 5 Elixir building with our Goblin Barrel. Also keeps him on his toes because he doesn't know exactly where we're going to throw the Goblin Barrel. We have the mini P.E.K.K.A running in here, gets a swing off on the tower, and man, it always feels good to get a swing off on the tower with the mini P.E.K.K.A. We're going to go ahead and shut down the Hog with the Skeleton Army. And notice, he's fireballing our Princess now over on the left side where we play her. We go ahead and clone, which gives us, I feel, a few hundred more damage on the tower. But he had a lot of units down there, so they ate through my nice little clone spell there. And here he comes with a Hog, Ice Wizard. We're going to take one hit. Yup, take one hit. He fireballs our Princess again there. Not our right side. See, our tower on the right would be dead if we continued playing the Princess over there. We get a nice clone spell off there, distracting all the units long enough for the mini P.E.K.K.A to get in and get another swing off on the tower. Mini P.E.K.K.A MVP over here. We pull the Hog back, completely shutting down that push, forcing him to have to play a fireball on our tower. Here we go. And his tower's down, and he throws his fireball, and just a little bit too late, it literally hits the ground. Maybe like 1 second off from him taking it into overtime. I still felt pretty confident. Who knows though? I've messed up simpler games. Alright, this last and final game that we're going to highlight today against Fresh Guy Things. He's coming in with a Mega Minion. We split our Skeleton Army in the back. Sometimes gives you a good opportunity to miner on the side that they don't answer. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and clone our Princess here. And look at him. He's got a handful of spelly cards. And so that was a nice play on my part, in my opinion, because if he's going to play a spell on one of my princesses, I can then push the other side. I'm going to go ahead and get my Goblin Barrel down here. He zaps the Goblin Barrel away, taking the zap out of his hand. So if he zaps our princess, he doesn't have it for the Goblin Barrel. If he zaps the Goblin Barrel, then he doesn't have it for the 2 princesses. And we're sitting here just... that's like 300 damage between the 2 of them, each volley. And the one on the right is still going. And as soon as he takes out our princess, we have a second set of princesses running toward his tower again. And so I'm loving this technique. Getting princesses built up, plenty of them. I don't think I want to get 4 of them on the field because that you'd really pay. You'd really pay if that happened. He's going to go ahead and get a mini P.E.K.K.A down. I'm going to draw it away and then throw skeletons down here on the field and back it up with a miner tanking the wizard. The tower is going to drop all the way to 61. Come on, he couldn't have gotten 2 more swing skeletons. Come on. Well, it's been going so well. We are going to go ahead and get the mini P.E.K.K.A on his wizard. Kill the damage dealer. Then we're going to tornado to keep the giant from dealing massive damage to the tower. And look at that. Not a single hit taken because that tornado was able to pull that back. That's amazing. Not many other spells, if not no spells, would provide you with that kind of defense against the giant. Granted, I needed to have the mini P.E.K.K.A down, but awesome. Awesome stuff. This mini P.E.K.K.A dies here to our typical counter to the mini P.E.K.K.A. We go ahead and throw the Goblin Barrel in the back. He waits wisely and then zaps that away. And then we clone after he throws the zap spell down, bringing a massive amount of units down onto the field. We take out his other tower, not his weak tower, because he was anticipating us trying to take out the weak tower. So he pushes over on this side. He gets his mini P.E.K.K.A onto our tower, unfortunately, bringing it to death. But at this point, he's got 61 health on his tower, so I really have to mess up pretty hard not to seal this game away. I hope you guys take this deck out and give it a try. Now, I will say, you really have to be on when you're playing with this deck. You cannot just go out and casually play. You have to be really attentive to what they have. At one point, I lost like 8 games in a row, and I just said, you know what? I need to just take a breather. I'm doing something wrong, and I just changed my playstyle, got a little bit more defensive, started splitting that princess a little bit more, started figuring out what they had, and then taking the opportunities that the round provided me. And I found I started winning a lot more. I got back into a winning streak, climbed all the way back past where I was before I started losing hundreds and gajillions of billions of trophies. Either way, I really hope that you enjoy this deck. Take it out for a spin. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to come back for more gaming with bare hands. Tell all your friends, and I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome day.